previous teams to go down 0-2 at home, there were 46 of them in a best-of-7 series. Only 5 went on to win the series. So, Ramona, Bobby, those were the stakes that the Pistons were facing last night. Legends were in the building for this one as they tried to get their first home playoff win since 2008. Rip Hamilton, he was a member of the 08 team, and he shared his perspective on playing back then and supporting the current team.
Isaiah Thomas jersey retired, Joe Dumars, all the great players that came before us, and we wanted to play for them guys. So now we're the OGs for this young group of guys, so we want to come out there and support them, give them as much advice and much confidence as possible. It takes a village to go ahead and win a world championship.
That was Rip with our friend Lisa Salters during the game. So in the third quarter, that's where we go. The Pistons, they would go on a run here. We're going to start with Cade stealing the ball, pushing it up. Crafty gets in the paint, plus the foul. Okay, so just keep an eye on that ticker at the top of your screen. So it's a 15-3 run at this point. Duncan Robinson catches it, knocks down the three. All right, so now we're in an 18-3 run, 21-3 run now. Asar Thompson, cookies, steals the ball, goes the other way, emphatic slam, exclamation point, and look who is loving it. Another one of those legends, Isaiah Thomas, he's loving it. And then the Pistons are just continuing to pour it on at this point. Cade lobs it up to Duren. We wanted to see more Bobby from Duren in this one.
Yeah, we did, and we saw certainly 54 paint points last night. That was a big key coming into the game.
And the 30-3 run to blow this thing wide open.
It was a game at halftime.
This is when you could take your dinner break, Ramona. The Pistons still leading at this point. Cade sizing up Ben Caro, crosses it up.
Oh.
Lays it in. What a move there by Cade. So the Pistons defeat the Magic big in this one. The final score is 98-83, and now the series is all tied up at 1 game apiece. So Detroit officially, they snapped the longest home losing streak in NBA postseason history. Phew. It was at 11 games. Now, the last time the Pistons, they won a playoff game at home, it was May 26, 2008. And fun fact, the eventual champion of the Boston Celtics, our friend Kendrick Perkins, he fouled out of that game against Detroit.
You just had to do that to him, huh?
And game 2 is underway. This is one of the underrated rivalries in the NBA. Murray, the Heat. DiVincenzo for 3. Cash. And attack. You don't have to have a 3. That's the long 2. No good. DiVincenzo has it. Up to Randall. 5 seconds. DiVincenzo! A shocker here in Denver. This series is tied.
Go out to Jokic, Jamal, all the bad defenders, the whole team.
They're all bad defenders.
Yeah, they're all bad defenders.
Okay, I'm not going to use the same name calling that Jaden McDaniels did, but I'm just going to say the numbers show he may have a point because the Wolves are shooting at least 35% against each of Denver's starting 5 as the primary defenders this series. Now, the Nuggets, they had this to say when they were asked about McDaniels' thoughts on their defense.
Thoughts on Jaden McDaniels' comments about your team's defense?
I can't wait for his podcast.
They've just been saying a lot all season, all series, so let them talk. Let them get everything they want off their chest. We're cool with it.
I think narrative's really interesting, too. You hear so many things, and we've gotten really lazy in society. What's our defensive rating in this series through 2 games?
Really 109, right?
109.
Really good.
How is that?
That's fair. 6th best in the playoffs.
6th best in the playoffs? Oh. Okay. Next.
He said, next. All right, Anthony Slater has been covering this series for us. Slater, Jaden McDaniels, he's actually not usually a big talker, which is why I found this so interesting. He's usually pretty soft-spoken. He really, though, stirred something up in the Nuggets, but judging by their reactions here. So I'm curious if the players, are they still talking about this going into Game 3?
Well, we are, and I think they're a little annoyed by it, right?
Okay.
You know, Tim Hardaway did his shoot-around availability about, 10 feet to my right a couple hours ago. He got peppered with 2 more questions about it, and he was like, hey, it was 2 days ago. It was 2 days ago. But, look, it's the topic of the series, and it is a topic that should annoy them. It's an opponent saying how bad they are defensively, individually going down the roster, essentially. So Jaden McDaniels also talked at Wolves shoot-around today, and I asked him about that podcast comment. Here he is.
Allen said he was waiting for your podcast.
Who?
Their coach.
He said what?
He would like to hear your podcast.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. Podcast? Nah, that's not me.
Yeah, so, I mean, this becoming the topic of the series, one of the points the Nuggets have made is they don't need any extra fuel. This is game 3 of the first round of a huge playoff series, but you've got to imagine, they're going to come out tonight, particularly on the defensive end, with a little bit more of a charge to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Since us still talking about is annoying them, I will leave that there. Before you continue to become the next member of the Blue Man Group with the lighting that's changing over there, let's get to a couple of injuries, because we know, Slater, that Anthony Edwards, who was already listed as questionable again with that right knee issue. But now we see Aaron Gordon has been added to the injury report as well. Who's in, who's out, what's going on there?
Yeah, we'll start with Edwards. I mean, I don't want to say it's a fake questionable, but it's what they continue to do. He's questionable for game 1, questionable for game 2, and he played a team-high 40 minutes. So expectation remains he's going to keep playing. We just got to see how the knee responds. He's grabbed at it a few times. On the Gordon front, it's trending in a bad direction, right? It was probable as of this morning, and it has gone to questionable. That trend line, I think, would make him more of an actual true questionable, and we got to watch his status, coming into tonight's game.
All right, that's something certainly that we will be keeping an eye on. Slater, go enjoy the rave, I guess, that's happening behind you. We appreciate the time. Game 3, it's tonight in Minnesota, and then game 4 Saturday on ABC. And our friends Ernie, Kenny, Charles, and Shaq, they're going to tip off our coverage at 8 o'clock Eastern in ways that only they can for the Nuggets, Timberwolves. And then, of course, they'll be back after the game, maybe with some McDonald's, to recap a full day of the NBA playoffs. Still to come on our show, the Blazers, they're playing their best ball in half a decade, but it's actually what's happening off the court that has a lot of people talking around the league. Roberta Shelburne, the plays of the night before. But today we have a special anniversary edition, because on this date, April 23rd, there are some pretty impressive highlights we need to get to. First up, Paul Pierce. This is game 3, Ramona, 2010. First round against the Miami Heat. The truth, he went to work. He scored 32 points. He nailed his 4th career game-winning buzzer beater on the road. And our guy Kendrick Perkins, 12 points, or actually 12 rebounds, 2 blocks in this game.
I know, you said 12 points. I didn't quite believe you.
Yeah, I know. He said that his stats are like 8 and 7 every game. So next up, Steph Curry. This is game 3, 2015. This is the baby-faced assassin. You can't get the first to go. You can't give that man 2 attempts. You can't give him the second one. He ties the game. He sends it to overtime. And then Golden State went on to win in overtime. And Curry, he hit 40 in this one.
This is like their coming out party, right?
Exactly. And then a dynasty was born. And, of course, we couldn't forget about Dame time, right? Game 5, 2019, first round versus the Thunder. He became the only player in NBA history with a game-winning buzzer beater and 50 in the same game.
And after that game, that Thunder team changed awfully.
Yeah, the Thunder changed a lot, and the internet did too, because that meme was bored. And speaking of Damian Lillard, the Blazers posted this on Wednesday. It's the all-star guard getting some shots up, and they captioned it with the little eyes emoji, and that sent the internet into a frenzy. But just for the record, the Blazers, they said they don't expect to get Dame back this season. But of course, there's still a lot of excitement because the team is hosting their first playoff game since 2021. So absolutely, there should be a lot of excitement here. And Ramona, right now on ESPN.com, you have a story out, and it details another side of what's going on with the team. Because on the one hand, they're having this run in the playoffs, or there's a series that's all tied up against San Antonio. But on the other hand, there's a lot of cost-cutting efforts that have caught a lot of folks' attention. So what's important to know?
Well, I think the team has started off the year, right, with their head coach getting arrested after the first game. Tiago Splitter steps in the morning after. This is a guy who was coaching at Paris the year before. It's not his staff. He doesn't really know the players, takes over the team on an interim basis. From what I understand, they did give him a raise at some point and did discuss a longer-term deal with him, but the numbers that they offered him were so far below a standard head coaching salary in the NBA, they sort of tabled discussions. And because of that, the new owner has had conversations with